Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. This is Regen Nation. My name is Dax. And remember last year when Tesla and Elon's downplayed the whole Model Y L coming to North America, coming to US and Canada? Yeah, they were holding their cards close to their chest. And I get it. I get it. They didn't want to, cannibalize sales at the time. They wanted people to buy and not hold out and wait. So I get that. But now, fast forward a year, now the cards are out on the table, all open, and it's coming. So let's talk about it. It's coming, and you know what? It's coming sooner than you think. So we're gonna skip all the fluff, dive straight into the North American launch timeline, and break down exactly what's going on and what it's gonna cost you. Okay, before we talk about specs and stuff like that, let's just show you. This is a cool visual comparison, so you can see actually the difference in size between the standard Model Y and or the premium, whatever, or the Model Y L. And this cool like slidable chart has been brought to us by our friends at Not a Tesla app. So as we look at it right now, it's right down in the center, and I'm just going to move this to the left, and you can see it looks just a regular Model Y, whether it's premium or standard, performance, it's all the same. But then when you start moving it here, and here's where it's interesting. As you start moving it, there's nothing changing. But look at the roof line. The roof line is just, as you can see, it's angled differently. It's still up high. It's not starting to slope like the regular Model Y. It starts sloping probably right here, almost by the end of the front doors. But here, it just doesn't slope. It just keeps going. And as you can see, the door is about the same. As you can see, the back door is about the same, but look at the difference in the height in the roof line. That's a huge difference. And then look at the wheel well. So the back wheels on the regular Model Y start right there, the back doors. I'm sorry, the back wheels. But if you go to the L, you see it starts right around here. That's a good portion of already where the regular wheels start. So as we keep going back, we get to see a little bit more. And look at it's now starting to taper down, but look how much headroom you've got back there. And then as we can go all the way, you can see, okay, so this is where I'm just going to go to the end of where the regular where the regular Y stops. Right there is the bumper. And look, the YL is still going. So the YL doesn't end till here, whereas the other one ended here. So you can see the difference. And if I go really fast, there's the difference. Nothing up front. Like from probably here to the front, there's no different. It all starts right around the B pillar. Yeah, the B pillar, and then as you can see, look at the difference. So that is what we're talking about between the Y and the YL. So showing you that, I'm not going to go through all the stats and all the lengths and dimensions and all that kind of stuff. So you get to see an idea of what it looks like anyway, just from that visual. So according to the leaked internal supplier milestones, Tesla has set a production target at Giga Texas. Now that's where it's going to be built. We all knew that. I mean, there was no secret probably. There was no surprise that it's going to be at Giga Texas. So they've set a production target at Giga Texas for August or September of this year. Now, they say August or September, but you know what? I wouldn't be surprised even if next month, which is only a week away from when I'm filming this is near the end of June, that sometime in July, they may start announcing it just to get us all on board, get us start thinking about the YL. But who knows? Now, keep in mind that because this is Tesla, an internal milestone is not a public guarantee. It could always slide a bit for validation. Either way, Tesla is definitely fast tracking this build for one major reason. And what that reason is they have a massive hole in their current vehicle lineup. And that hole was brought to us when they stopped making the Model X just a few months ago. They retired it. So that's what they're up against. If you look at the current Model Y, in the configuration site, you can actually check the box for the 7-seat configuration. But let's be real, that third row is tight. It's strictly designed for small kids or very short trips, and or both. If you put anyone over 5'2" back there, it's a tight squeeze. And trust me, I know from personal experience because I had the 7-seater. And yeah, when my kids were small, that was fine. Now my kids, it's probably like 5 years since I had that car, 4 or 5 years. And my kids have grown a lot. And if I had it today, I couldn't put the kids back there for short or long trips. So yeah, it's good for small kids, but it isn't practical for a regular family with regular sized people. Not to say that I'm regular size, but you know what I mean. So the Model Y steps up as a spiritual successor to the family size utility of the Model X. But like we saw on that split screen there, to make it a true family hauler, what they had to do is they had to stretch the car. So now it's a dedicated 6-seater with a 2 plus 2 plus 2. None of this 2 plus 3 plus 2 or any of this kind of stuff. 2 plus 2 plus 2. That's what it should have been. We're talking legitimate independent captain's chairs in a second row, which I've always thought they should have had. I loved how the Model X had that, and it's good to see them having, captain's chairs, legitimate captain's chairs in there. They're fully adjustable, heated, ventilated, leaving a clean pass through so passengers can actually walk into the third row without doing gymnastics to get back there. And then up front's got the regular Juniper styling and refresh stuff like that with the 16-inch screen, the comfortable suspension and all that kind of stuff. Now let's talk about the range. The range is probably going to be somewhere in the same ballpark as the all-wheel drive, which is around 325, 327 miles, or about 525 kilometers here in Canada. So nothing should change there, but to get that range in a bigger car and a heavier car, they had to up the battery size. So I think it's now, instead of around 82, it's probably going to be around 88, close to 90. Okay, pricing. Pricing's a big thing. And if you saw my other video probably about a month ago when I talked about Model Y predictions for price, it's pretty bang on. I think it's going to come in. Now, we don't know yet. Tesla's got a habit of sometimes putting bigger price tags on brand new cars when they first come out and throwing all the bells and whistles on it type of thing. So don't be surprised, even though I did in that last video and I still stand to it, that's going to be between 53 to 54 US, somewhere in that ballpark. When I say 53, 54, I'm talking thousands. So 53,000 to 54,000. But don't be surprised that when it first launches, if it comes out in July for orders or August, don't be surprised if, it probably comes in maybe 57, 58, just in that ballpark, just because, you want first dibs at it. You're going to pay a little extra. You're going to pay a premium. Tesla's known to do that. So don't be surprised if that happens. So of course, then there's production. So let's just say they start in July next month, but probably, maybe in July, but probably August, September, they'll start taking orders. And then production, if everything goes smoothly and there's no issues, then they can start to produce them in the fall, in the fourth quarter, and then have them ready for deliveries probably November, December, just at the end of the year. So the timeline, the end of the year, yeah, that I can see that. I can see them doing end of the year so they can get a big push for the final numbers for the end of the year. So yeah, I can see them doing that. Let me know down in the comments below. Are you holding out for this Model Y, this L? Like, do you want the 6-seater like I want it, but like I said, I'm not in the market for a new car, but I'd love to get it, and that would be the perfect sweet spot in my opinion. But let me know down in the comments below. Are you waiting for this 6-seater, the L, or are you just happy with what you have? Let me know down in the comments below. And don't forget, hit that subscribe button if you want to keep up to date with the latest production leaks and stuff like that at Giga Texas. And we'll see you on the next one, folks. Take care. Bye-bye.